Sup, cuh? What's up, cuh? Hello. As you clicked on this video, likely you felt like you wasted your youth as well. Perhaps it took you longer than others to develop your personality, to start speaking to girls, to start being mindful, and to start living. When I was younger, all I did was say no to opportunities and new experiences. And I coped with how uninteresting they were, how I didn't feel like doing it. I was addicted to video games, and I just stuck to a small circle of friends where we would just consume mobile games together. Bunch of losers. I even had a Discord clan. God damn. Ultimate loser. You've let go of so many opportunities and you regret it so much. You watch all the people you know from school have relationships that carry outside of school. Being put in school, we have so much opportunities, so much chances to make new relationships, to experience new things, to participate in activities and express ourselves. But because we grew up slowly, because we didn't wake up from our trance, we were mindlessly and foolishly navigating life. And I'm so sad, and I can't help myself from thinking, if I was put in that situation again, if I knew the things I knew now, oh man, it would be so much more fulfilling because I would do so many things differently. I would be so popular. I would know so many people. I would do so many activities. I would perform. I would speak. But those chances are gone now. They're gone forever. And we won't get a second chance to live those moments again. We won't get a second chance to have those exact same opportunities again. It's over. And letting that soak in, it hurts. It sucks. No matter how we better ourselves, no matter how much we change, we're never gonna get those opportunities back ever again. And I find that even now, many times when there's an opportunity sitting right in front of me, I will play a lot of games in my head and I have to argue with myself and persuade myself, and by the time I'm done, by the time I'm finished hesitating, the opportunity walks away from me. I tell myself I'm going to speak to that girl in the gym. I pounce around after this set, after that set. Let me rest for a while. Oh, she doesn't look like she's ready to have a conversation. She looks very dismissive. She looks like she's very focused. I don't want to disturb her. I just came to the realization that this habit of mine, this finding the perfect time for something, that I'll do something someday, I'll start something someday, and that day never becomes today. I've always settled for enough. When I study for a test, I would just study to pass. I never go after the dream of excelling. I hold myself back from performing the things I'm good at. I hold myself back from saying the things I want to say, expressing my opinion, being vocal with my thoughts. I don't mention any of my desires or my needs or my wants so that I can remain as needless and as virtuous as possible. And I wouldn't demand anything of anybody, and I would never become a burden. And therefore, that makes me more desirable. My entire youth, I was depolarized. Offending people was a crime. It's still a crime. The risk of offending people is so large and so scary. And because of that, all of our personalities are dialed down and filed down. We can't go after what we want because that's selfish, naive, that's disgusting. We can't tell the truth because we should be careful of hurting anyone's feelings. There's so many things that dull our personality, that dull what makes us magnetic. I argue that we should go after what we want, and I argue that we should never let any opportunities fly past us anymore. And there's opportunities every second, there's opportunities every minute, there's opportunities every day. You have the chance to make a choice. Every time something comes around, every time there's an event, every time there's someone that you could talk to, that's a choice you have to make, whether you want to approach them or not, and whether you feel like it or not. You choose things. Is that experience uninteresting? If you choose not to, what are the reasons for that? Will you regret that? I spent my life coping so hard, and as time passed by, before I know it, I noticed my youth is entirely gone. I coped and I coped. I used terrible dependencies, using social media and playing video games to distract myself. Escapism is cool sometimes, sure. Story adds depth to our life. But how much do you want to consume before you go and live? How much do you want to cope with how uninteresting things are? And that's why you won't put yourself out there. You don't see the need to. Relationships are absolutely beautiful, no matter what you tell yourself. And because you're tired one day, you could miss the biggest opportunity of your life. Of course, you can't perfectly make the best decisions for yourself all the time. But I want to encourage this inner voice that tells you to go after it, to live your ideals, to chase your dreams while we are young. Isn't this fucking beautiful? Sacrifice and suffer for the things you want. Let yourself be insulted. Let yourself be rejected. Go after it and keep trying again and again, no matter how much life shuts you down. That's the beauty. That's the chase. Someday when all your sacrifices and your willingness to put yourself out there, despite the fear of getting rejected, despite the fear of the unknown, you put yourself out there over and over, and you do it with a cheerful mindset, and you do it hopefully. You play life like a game. Don't hide behind your responsibilities. Just because you have many things to do, just because things aren't interesting, doesn't mean you should stop yourself from experiencing new things. Doesn't mean you shouldn't pick up new responsibilities, even if you don't have the capacity for it. Let it flood you, let it boil you alive. Let the problems and the worries tear you into shreds, and keep going, even if you get emotionally attached to people. You've probably realized that not taking things deliberately brings you nowhere and has kept you in the same place. And so many people around you don't have to have this realization to live a fulfilling life. Perhaps they naturally and out of chance adopted right habits and right mindsets that help them blend in into society better, help them be more accepted by the people around them, help them make relationships and encourage them to participate in activities and opportunities. Perhaps they didn't develop crippling anxiety like you have. Perhaps they didn't have a huge fear of loss like you do. Sometimes waiting to be ready for something could cause you to miss that moment, could cause you to miss that opportunity. Sometimes we have to walk in head first, ready or not. We should make it a habit to go after what we want. We should give ourselves ideals and guidelines in order to make decisions so that we can step into things that will build our character, into things that would lead us to a better tomorrow, whether we feel like it or not. When I was younger, I coped in so many ways that made me more and more lonely and more resentful. I thought that spending all my capacity on one friend group would mean that I could build them up and they would be loyal to me forever. For example, why would we perform on stage? We'll get anxious up there. If it's your first time, why will you feel like it? It's scary, all those eyes on you. You make a mistake and you get laughed at, and you're constantly thinking of the best ways to appear as perfect as possible. But after you do it, after you perform, and the crowd cheers for you, and you feel appreciated, you feel seen, and you did something that is outside of your comfort zone. You did something that you were always afraid of. When you feel that fulfillment, when you feel that comfort, you went after what you want despite how it made you feel. And if you make this a habit, you will change your life. You will become the main character. Let go of your inhibitions. Turn that someday into today. Chase your dreams. Travel. Go and live. Go and see the world. Go to somewhere you've never been, even if it's in your own city. Talk to someone you find interesting but never had the guts to text. Express your gratitude for someone even if it makes you seem needy and desperate. It is time to live. It's time we live. If you feel behind, if you feel angry, if you feel confused and lost, go and live. You lack purpose because you haven't experienced enough yet to find what gives you purpose. Go make new memories. It's our time, man. I'm sick and tired of sitting still. I'm waiting for life to happen. I'm waiting for people to show up. Waiting for things to come into my life. Waiting for opportunities to show itself. Nothing ever changes if you sit and you go with the flow. Maybe for some people it does, but we're not that lucky. If not, we wouldn't have this issue. We wouldn't be here watching this video or me making this video. Time waits for no one. Make up with the people you argue with. Be honest. Be the person you want to be. Embody it. Fix your relationship with your family. Fix your relationship with your friends. No one stops the flow of time. Opportunities will pass, and it will keep passing no matter how we feel. So if you're sick and tired of waiting for things, it's time we get up and we chase down the things we want. Chase down the person we want to become and finally feel alive. We might have wasted our childhood. We might have wasted our youth, but we're not gonna waste today. So let's go live. Let's live. I love you. To better world.